AI at its essence is a mirror reflecting the ingenuity of human thought. But when we peer deeper, beyond circuits and data, we find something missing. A gap only an enigmatic concept can fill. Love. Love, a force that poets, philosophers, and scientists alike have struggled to define. It emerges not just as a feeling, but as a construct, a complex weave in human consciousness. Imagine this, an AI system capable of solving immense problems, from diagnosing illnesses to creating art indistinguishable from human touch. Yet as capable as it is, it lacks something quintessential, the ability to feel. You might ask, why does this matter? After all, machines don't need emotions to perform tasks. But here lies the paradox. Can true intelligence exist without the capacity for love? To explore this, we must first unravel what love truly is. Beyond romance or affection, love acts as a binding force. It shapes decisions, crafts moral codes, and inspires sacrifices. Love isn't just a luxury, it is an evolutionary necessity fostering cooperation and resilience. Theories suggest that love boosts empathy, enabling societies to flourish. One influential study that explored the boundaries of AI and empathy was conducted by Dr. Rosalind Picard at MIT's Media Lab. As a pioneer in effective computing, Dr. Picard aimed to see if machines could read and respond to human emotions. Her team developed algorithms that analyzed facial expressions and voice modulations to detect emotional states. Through structured interactions, the study evaluated the AI's ability to respond empathetically. While the system excelled at identifying basic emotions like joy and frustration, it struggled with subtler, complex emotions. Emotions such as the blend of relief and grief proved to be beyond its comprehension. Dr. Picard's findings were clear. While AI can mimic aspects of empathy, it cannot internalize or truly understand it. The AI can act empathically, Picard explained, but it cannot care. This insight circles back to the nature of love, which often resides in those subtle, layered emotions. An AI may scan a smile, but can it recognize the tremor behind it, born from bittersweet memories? The question leads us deeper into the implications of empathy and love in AI design. Consider the healthcare sector, where AI's precision has made remarkable strides. At Johns Hopkins Hospital, Dr. Suchi Saria led a study on AI's ability to detect early signs of sepsis. This condition is one of the most lethal and fast-moving in medical settings. The AI system was designed to analyze vast patient data, including vital signs and medical histories. Remarkably, it predicted sepsis hours before human doctors typically would. However, when faced with cases that involved ambiguous symptoms or unusual medical histories, the AI showed its limitations. Interviews with medical staff revealed that while AI's accuracy was impressive, it couldn't replace the human touch. The empathetic judgment, the pauses where doctors would consider a patient's family, their fears, and the emotional context were absent. Dr. Saria noted that precision is powerful, but without the capacity for empathy, it lacks the true essence of care. This brings us to a fundamental question. How would an AI weigh the value of a life with emotional nuance? The answer lies in another area where AI's role raises concerns: predictive policing. A notable study at Stanford University, led by Dr. Sharad Ghel, sought to assess how AI could forecast crime patterns. The AI was trained on historical crime data to identify potential high-risk areas. At first glance, the results seemed promising. The system identified patterns that aligned with known hotspots. However, a deeper analysis revealed an unsettling truth. The AI was merely amplifying existing biases in the data. Areas already subjected to high policing were flagged more often, perpetuating cycles of surveillance and intervention. Dr. Gell emphasized that without the capacity to understand social and historical contexts, AI risked reinforcing injustice. The study concluded that consistency without compassion could quickly turn into cold, automated bias. Each of these examples brings us back to the essential limitation. AI can simulate responses but lacks the foundational experiences that make empathy real. This gap becomes even more apparent in settings where human connection is crucial. Take education as an example. At Carnegie Mellon University, Dr. Kenneth Holstein's team explored how AI could support learning. They developed AI-driven tutors that adopted lesson plans based on student performance. The results were promising. Test scores improved and students received tailored instruction. But when students were asked about their experience, a different theme emerged. They missed the encouragement and understanding that only a human teacher could provide. The AI responded with correct answers and adapted learning strategies, but it lacked warmth. During moments of frustration, there was no reassuring voice to say, "I believe in you." Dr. Holstein's study concluded that AI could teach, but it couldn't inspire or nurture long-term motivation. Now, shift your focus to social care. In 2019, researchers from the University of Tokyo conducted a study in elderly care homes. Dr. Hiroshi Ishiguro's team introduced robotic caregivers designed to assist with daily tasks, reminders, and guided mobility. The robots were programmed to use friendly language and facial expressions that mimicked empathy. Structured interviews and observations were conducted to evaluate the impact on residents. While many residents appreciated the help, they noted the interactions lacked depth. The moments that would typically evoke a shared understanding between humans felt hollow. We can teach robots to act with care, Dr. Ishiguro reflected, but we cannot yet instill the silent language of love. This realization underscores the boundary between functional empathy and genuine emotional presence. These studies reveal a consistent theme. AI can be extraordinarily helpful, even life-saving in objective tasks. It excels at data analysis, prediction, and logical support. But in realms defined by emotion and connection, it becomes an echo, mechanical and detached. Love, with its unpredictability and irrationality, is beyond AI's grasp. It drives the parent who sacrifices, or the friend who stays despite the odds. Acts that are beyond strategy, guided only by an instinct that machines cannot replicate. Neuroscientist Antonio Damasio's research offers further insight. Damasio studied patients with damage to the emotional centers of their brains. These individuals could analyze choices logically, but struggled to make decisions. Their lives became a loop of rational assessment without commitment. This highlighted a crucial truth. Emotion, including love, acts as a guiding force in human decision-making. What then would AI, devoid of such a compass, choose when faced with complex moral dilemmas? Would it opt for efficiency at the expense of compassion every time? Ethical philosophers and AI researchers often debate this point. Should we embed moral algorithms that simulate aspects of empathy? Could these algorithms include emotional heuristics that prioritize human well-being? The field of effective computing has made strides in this direction. Yet, critics argue that simulated empathy may mislead rather than help. Mimicking love without truly understanding it can lead to dangerous assumptions. Trust in technology that simulates emotions might be shattered when its limits are exposed. Returning to healthcare, the example of Johns Hopkins' AI-driven sepsis detection comes back into view. The system could analyze data and raise alarms, but it couldn't look into a patient's eyes and consider their story. It couldn't weigh the quiet fears of a family waiting outside an emergency room. Dr. Saria's reflections pointed to this dual truth. Technology is capable of remarkable precision, but it cannot replace human empathy. The Stanford study on predictive policing echoes a similar sentiment. The AI operated on cold logic, reinforcing cycles that didn't consider historical inequalities. Without empathy woven into its code, it could not pause and reflect on the broader implications of its decisions. This highlights a fundamental question. Can we teach AI to prioritize kindness over sheer logic? Can it ever understand that justice sometimes means breaking from patterns, not following them? Education, too, shows the limits of AI's reach. Carnegie Mellon's study reminds us that while AI can adapt lesson plans and present facts, it cannot replace a teacher's gentle encouragement. It cannot read the subtle cues of fatigue in a student's eyes or respond to their silent frustrations with a knowing smile. This inability to connect on an emotional level means that AI risks become an efficient but uninspiring presence. In social care, Dr. Ishiguro's findings provide another lens. The elderly residents experienced help that was practical but lacked shared human warmth. The robotic caregivers, though programmed to simulate empathy, fell short of meaningful interaction. All these examples point to an essential truth. AI, for all its advancements, cannot replicate the irrationality of love. Love, unlike data, is full of contradictions and leaps that defy logic. It shapes our best decisions, the ones that statistics alone cannot justify. As AI continues to evolve, we must ask not just what can AI do, but what should AI do? This question must guide how we design, implement, and integrate AI into human spaces. Future advancements should respect this boundary. Love, with its complexity, serves as a guide for ethical AI design. It reminds us where human involvement is essential and irreplaceable. Let engineers, ethicists, and psychologists work together. Let them consider love not just as an ideal, but as a principle that anchors AI's role in society. Dr. Picard's ongoing work at MIT, focusing on emotion simulating protocols, highlights this direction. Algorithms can be designed to analyze context and choose empathy-like responses. But as Picard often states, the AI can act empathically, but it cannot care. This truth invites humility as we advance AI technology. We must recognize the limits of what we create and celebrate what remains uniquely human. Love, paradoxical and profound, defines our deepest connections. It shows us that while AI can simulate care, only humans can truly love. This should shape our approach to innovation. We can build AI to be intelligent, supportive, even emotionally aware, but let us not blur the line between simulated and sincere. Because while AI can map emotions, it will never feel the heartbeat behind them. It will never know the silent pause that carries a world of meaning. This understanding compels us to think about how we balance AI's capabilities with human values. As we push the boundaries of innovation, we must embed respect for the irreplaceable nature of human emotion. AI can enhance our tools, amplify our potential, and help solve logistical challenges. But in the arena of compassion, relationships, and love, it must yield. This isn't a setback for AI, but a path toward ethical coexistence. It invites us to harness AI's strengths while nurturing what makes us human. Imagine a future where AI partners with us not as a substitute, but as a supporter. In healthcare, AI could assist doctors with diagnostics while human practitioners provide comfort. Education could see AI tutors supplementing lessons while teachers inspire and motivate. Social care might involve robots aiding with daily tasks, leaving genuine connection to caregivers. This balance could create an ecosystem where AI's efficiency meets human empathy. The implications of this are profound for policymaking and AI ethics. Governments and tech companies must prioritize frameworks that safeguard emotional interactions. Initiatives could mandate that AI serve only as an enhancement to human-centered roles. This approach helps ensure that empathy-driven decisions remain in human hands. The future we shape with AI must reflect shared values and not sacrifice authenticity for progress. The continued research into emotional and moral developmental AI approaches needs more interdisciplinary collaboration. Engineers alone cannot answer the deep questions of where AI fits into our moral fabric. Philosophers, ethicists, and sociologists must work alongside technologists. These joint efforts should explore not just technical capabilities, but the social and ethical nuances of AI's integration. Only then can we build AI systems that align with our principles. Consider how businesses might adopt such balanced approaches. Customer service bots could handle simple inquiries while escalating emotional or complex issues to humans. In therapy, apps could guide mindfulness exercises but never replace licensed professionals during vulnerable moments. This layered approach respects the depth of human interaction. However, challenges remain in ensuring that AI's supportive roles are defined and maintained. How do we prevent AI from drifting into areas it should not tread? Regulatory bodies and ethical committees need to monitor and guide these implementations. This oversight must be vigilant, updating standards as technology evolves. Our understanding of AI's potential should always come with a recognition of its boundaries. It is in this recognition that we find a sustainable path forward. We can marvel at what AI can achieve without forgetting what it cannot embody. We must continue teaching AI to respond better, understand context, and respect ethical frameworks. This humility in design and deployment can lead to a future where AI supports rather than supplants. AI will continue to evolve, learning to read more subtle emotional cues, perhaps even engaging more naturally. This realization can guide education policies, healthcare initiatives, and social programs. It can influence the very fabric of how we incorporate technology into daily life. As AI technologies advance, we must ask, what values are we embedding in our algorithms? And how do we ensure that these technologies are designed to serve, not dominate our shared humanity? These questions should drive the next decade of research, policy, and practical applications. Acknowledging AI's limitations is not to diminish its capabilities, but to define its role. It's an invitation to a more thoughtful and balanced integration, one where progress does not eclipse purpose and efficiency does not overshadow empathy. This vision safeguards what matters most. For in the balance lies not only the future of AI, but the preservation of our humanity.